how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. So it is time for the weekly 3 looks 1 palette video. This week I played with the highly requested Colourpop Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette. I've been getting requests to use this palette for such a long time, and I've ran it in so many polls on which palette to use that week, and this one has been coming in second place for such a long time. But I finally got around to it. This is what it looks like. I feel like most people have this palette, and I feel like it's still available even though this collaboration came out a year ago, which I think is really cool. I think it's cool that Colourpop at least keeps their collaborations around for a while since they have so many collaborations. Really quick before I continue talking, I did get that wisdom tooth removed that I talked about in yesterday's video. And the first 2 looks I filmed were before the operation. This look is 2 days after. I'm not feeling horrible, but I'm not feeling great, so if I'm not as high energy, that's why. But anyways, this is what the color story looks like. I really loved this palette when it first came out, and I still really like it, don't get me wrong. It's just not one that I reach for all the time because you guys know I've kind of drifted from neutral palettes, and really, in a nutshell, this is a neutral palette. Obviously I did this blue look that is the opposite of neutral. I tried to do that more pinky gold look, which isn't totally neutral, but it's more on the cusp of wearable. And then I did that very neutral look at the beginning, but I wanted it to be very glam neutral, very rose gold captured. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, this is a neutral palette. This is the epitome of a pop of blue neutral palette. It's really pretty. It performs really well. These shimmers are so nice. I love working with these shimmers. The mattes are really good. I feel like you get a good variety of base matte shades to create pretty much whatever normal look you want, or you can go a little crazy with the blue and do a very blue look as well. If you are into neutrals, if you're a beginner with color, this is a good palette to have. It's really cheap. I think it was $16 or so, and I really enjoy it. I feel like the palette performs well. I really enjoy Colourpop's shadow formula. So let's just get into the tutorials. Going in first with the shade Shooting Star, I'm really just running this all through my crease, inner to outer corner, blending it all the way up to my brow bone. I'm not doing anything precise right now. I'm really just laying this slightly darker than my skin tone shade all over the lid, just to add a little bit of depth in the crease area. Again, nothing too crazy. I am not being precise right now. Next, I'm going in with Elfish, and I'm basically just running this in the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to start running it through the actual crease portion of my crease. I'm not bringing this up too high, just to add some depth in that crease area. Man, how many times can I say the word crease? Jeez. But I'm just running that all through inner to outer corner as well. Next, I'm taking the shade Potion, and I'm basically just running that right in between the first and second shades we laid down. I went a little different in an order than I normally do. Usually I go from lightest to darkest or darkest to lightest, but I went a little crazy this time. Then I just took a little more Elfish to re-deepen it up where I saw fit. And then again, I'm basically just laying down the shades in the order that I feel like needs to be done until it's blended the way I want it to. Now I'm taking my Colourpop No Filter Concealer, placing it on my lid, looking up, and following that line so I can see where to cut the crease. And I'm just doing a half cut crease as per usual. I do this all the time, nothing new here. And just stopping it right where that Elfish shade is really deepening up in that outer corner of the eye. Now I'm taking the shade Twinkle, and I'm laying this all over the lid. I didn't spray my brush, I didn't use a glitter primer or anything like that. The shade performs really well. It's super metallic and it goes on like a dream. I love this rose goldy shade, it's so cute. And then I'm just gonna go back through and buff that edge where that shade and Elfish meet in the outer corner so it's nice and soft. Now I'm taking the shade Spark, and I'm basically just smoking this all under the lower lash line. I wanted a little pop of color with this look because I couldn't be too neutral, you know? I still had to have some color in my life. And I really like this pink shade. I think it's really cute. And then just buffing that out with the first brush we used. And then I'm taking the shade Sweet Dreams and popping that in my inner corner with my pinky finger because I just didn't feel like picking up a brush. And then taking my Stila Rose Gold Retro Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, and I'm just taking a little bent liner brush and just popping that glitter right where the cut crease is, just to add a little extra sparkle and twinkle, because I mean, I have to add glitter if I'm just going to wear a neutral look to make it very pizzazzy, you know? You know me. You should know by now. Now I'm taking my Bold Face Power Pair lashes and my Dose of Colors Truffle Liquid Lipstick, one of my all-time favorite nudes, popping that on my lips, and that is it for this look. Starting the second look off with the shade Spark, and I'm just going to be packing this on the outer corner of the eye and the inner corner of the eye and just running that through the crease just to create a nice pink crease moment. Nothing too crazy. This look is going to be very simple. I wanted a really simple look with this palette. And I'm just starting by laying this pink shade everywhere, including the lower lash line, as you see right now. Just heavily packing that on, giving myself some pink panda bear eyes to start this look off. And next I'm taking the shade Magical with a fluffy brush, and I'm just blending this out. I'm just going to keep going until it is blended the way I wanted to, which did not take too long because these shades blended really well together. But I'm just going back in with Magical and this fluffy brush until the pink is as diffused as I want it to be. Nothing too wild and crazy. I wanted this to be very blown out. And next, taking the shade Moony, I'm packing this all over the lid. Again, nothing too crazy. I'm just basically focusing this on the actual lid portion. I'm not taking this up too high or too far in the outer corner. And then I'll just go through and buff the edge where that Moony and the pink meet. And then I'm taking the shade Sweet Dreams and packing that on my inner corner for a little inner corner highlight. No big deal. And then taking my Beauty Bakery Lollipop Liner, and I'm drawing a giant wing. This is a huge wing. I didn't even plan for the wing to be this big. It just kind of took over, but I absolutely loved it. And of course, the wing is optional. You don't have to do it. Don't come for me. Someone always comes for me if I don't say this. But do whatever you want to do. Don't let me stop you. And then taking my Bold Face Makeup Power Pair Lashes and my Colourpop Alyssa Ultra Satin Lip, popping that on, and that'll be it for this second easy look. For this third look, I'm starting with Water Bearer, and I'm basically just doing kind of the same thing we did in the second look, just heavily packing it on the outer and inner corner and then dragging it through the crease just to create a nice, very blue crease moment, not taking it up too terribly far, but I am still bringing it up fairly high. This look might seem intimidating first off the bat, but it's really not a hard look. This look didn't have very much precision other than the wing, so just start by laying this blue down everywhere, inner to outer corner, through the crease, and underneath that lower lash line. We just want blue panda eyes in this look, unlike the pink panda eyes in the second look. And then taking that shade Magical again, just like the second look, and I am heavily buffing this out. This one took a little bit longer to buff out than the pink just because the blue is a lot deeper, it's a lot darker. So just take your time and really just swirl this around until it buffs and blends out until it looks pretty much the way you want it to. There's no rules, do whatever you want. Once it got to looking at about this point for me is where I felt like it looked pretty good. And I basically just went back through and picked up more of that Water Bearer shade and heavily packed it a little bit more in the outer and inner corner of the eye, and then lightly buffed it out just a little bit more. I did want a little bit more of a halo-ish eye with this look. Then taking the shade Mermaid Boy, I'm packing that kind of on top of where we just packed that shade again, in the outer and inner corner of the eye, as well as underneath that lower lash line, just for a sparkly blue little moment. And then I'm going through with this random brush and the shade Kaleidoscope, which is one of my favorite shades in the palette. It might be my favorite shade in the palette. It's just so unique to me. Just popping that in the center and my inner corner, and then picking up my Stila Freedom Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow and drawing a wing. Of course, this is optional, but I really liked the added touch that this shimmery blue wing had. Do whatever you want with this. Like I said, it's optional, but I'm just drawing a wing. And then I'm going to be picking up my Bold Face Makeup Power Pair Lashes, and then my Ultra Matte Lip in Aquarius from Colourpop. This isn't my favorite formula. I meant to grab the satin, but oh well. This is the end of this look. All right, that's it. The tutorials are over. What did you guys think? Which look was your favorite? I have to give it to this one. I really love this look, but I also really enjoyed that first look. That's the look I wore to my engagement party actually the other day. I know it might seem weird that I wore a neutral look to my engagement party when I normally wear color, but I really wanted something very bold and dramatic and glam, and I just didn't feel like wearing a ton of color. Although I did smoke some of that pink on my lower lash line to give a little bit of color, but I have very bright, colorful hair. I didn't really want to worry about clashing with people that I would be taking pictures with, things like that. And normally I don't care about that kind of stuff, but I did just want something a little more neutral-ish, but still very bold and loud and bright in the sense that it's dramatic. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Do you guys have this palette? I feel like most of you do. Let me know what you think of it. Let's chat about it. I posted another picture recently of the palettes I haven't used in 3 Looks 1 palette videos yet, although I realized yesterday I accidentally included the festival palette, even though I already included that. And I also noticed people still suggest palettes that I've already done these videos on, so I will have my playlist to my 3 Looks 1 palette videos down below, so you can check through that and make sure I haven't already done a palette that you're hoping I'll do. But I've been tallying up votes on what you guys want to see, and it looks like the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette is very requested, so I'll probably be doing that next week. But feel free to leave your suggestions down below, or even go back to that post and leave your suggestions as well. If you enjoyed this 3 Looks 1 palette video, please give it a thumbs up, helps me out a lot. And if you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram, it's beautbean, follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe here before you leave. I post 5 days a week, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Let me know what videos you want to see on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go take a nap now because I am so drained from the surgery, and I'll catch you in the next video. Okay, bye.